Well, it's August 7th, and I wanted to do a little update every now and again. I haven't recorded since the middle of July, so I wanted to show the difference, and things are happening. This is that little gem squash that I thought was going to die. Didn't, and he's doing okay. He may or may not have fruit. Who knows? These starts are kohlrabi and a type of a spinach, I think. Planted leeks. This little row right here is all leeks right next to the garlic. And then George gave me some starts for some bok choy. So these little things here and all of those little things there, those are all bok choy. And the beans seem to want to do better. Climbing the fence, lots of blooms. There's going to be a whole lot of beans on these plants. These are really not conducive to canning. I don't know why, but see, there's beans on there. But I'm going to try it anyway. You know, can't hurt. And then all the beans around there. I interspersed, there's a purple bean that you can kind of see. There's a purple bean, but when you cook them up, I guess they turn green. That's my understanding. And the tunnel that I created for the pumpkin, which isn't he handsome, it makes a really nice environment for the lettuces that are sensitive to the sun. And I just planted these, I don't know, about 4 or 5 days ago, and they're doing really well. I'm really happy with them. And the pumpkin provides the shade that it needs. And he's got nice leaves on him. I see I'm still having a little bit of trouble with the aphid thing going on. So after the sun goes down tonight after work, I'll come out and spray those leaves again. But it's a big difference from earlier when I did a recording. There was a lot of ground space in the garden, and now there's not. I'm kind of deliberating on whether to take part of that branch of the pumpkin off and just let all of the starts that are inside there, let them turn to pumpkins, or because I did that one time with a spaghetti squash. I cut some of the limbs off that were going all over the place, and then the spaghetti squash that I got were just massive. They were just huge. So I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. All of Indus's lettuces, he bought this whole patch, and quite the good value for him because I can get 3 pickings off of each lettuce. And then by that time, the lettuces underneath the tunnel, they'll be ready to start harvesting for him. And then now I've got to get some more lettuce started. So I went through my seed packets this afternoon and got some things out to start. And I ordered a whole bunch. I ordered $163 worth of seeds so that I didn't wait till spring, because I'm going to start some things that I ordered are really early and they're made for the Pacific Northwest. So that's what I'm going to do. This zucchini that we're staring at, he has really given me quite a lot of vegetable off of it. Let's see, I think I've picked 18 pounds of zucchini so far, and the bulk of it came off of this plant, and he still has a lot of blooms. And typically this plant will continue to bloom and give a lot of good stuff. And the same way with these 2 zucchinis, they are also of the same variety, and I've picked some off of them, but these are still young yet. You can see they got some nice blooms on them. It smells like fertilizer out here because the cucumber, he's still not doing very good. I just don't know what it is about cucumbers this year. And then that one over there, he's not doing bad, you know. He could be doing worse, but I got the fish emulsion fertilizer out and did a real good job of fertilizing. This hole here, that was a potato plant was growing in there, because this is where I throw all of my vegetable compost, because you know, it's just over the fence and out the kitchen door. And so this soil is like super fertile. But I threw in some potatoes that were in the bottom drawer of the refrigerator that just got soft, And I harvested 2.5 pounds of potatoes out of this. Red potatoes. Isn't that amazing? Shocking. And I have a garter snake that likes the straw here and likes to lay out here and sun himself. And he's been slacking on the job because as the rhubarb's coming up, I am getting chewed on by snails or slugs, and it's probably snails. So that little snake needs to get back on the job again because all of my rhubarb is still coming up. And cucumbers, they're not bad. They really aren't. They're not wonderful over here. Better than that one. But they struggled this year. They really did. So I did use a lot of fish emulsion on them. And hopefully that fertilize will help them to do a little bit better. Be a little more aggressive in getting those cucumbers growing. I really thought I was going to get more out of this zucchini plant. I don't know, maybe it's because of where he's planted. I don't know. But there's not a lot. There's another bloom over there. But this is the one that is like a softball size. And they can grow much bigger. But I guess there's a few blooms right in through there. But I was really expecting more out of them. I don't know why. I've never grown one before. But, zucchini is a zucchini. You run out of friends before you run out of zucchini. And these volunteer tomatoes, I went through and picked them, and because they're indeterminate, so I had to take all of the, like this. See this right here? Oop, my pencil fell out of my ear. You want to pick those little suckers off. Oh, here's another one. You see, it's like right here. You want to pick that off because that messes up your growing of your tomato. And granted, these are the what are they? The cherry tomatoes that I have thrown in the garden throughout the course of the year, and they just volunteer. They come back, and I never knew that they were indeterminates, and so I've never nipped off the suckers off them. And actually, I've never staked them up either. They usually just end up flopping over on the ground, and then I just pick whatever decides to live. But this year I'm being more responsible and, having them grow a little bit better for me so I can really harvest good from it. But then, garden is doing good. Snapdragons, really pleased with them. Look how big they are. They're just amazing. I just love the color that they give. And lots of bees. Lots of bees. The tomatoes, they are doing well. Better than I expected, because when I planted them here, they were kind of pitiful and throwing a fit and bent over and limp, and so I just planted them and let them do their thing, and now they're producing tomatoes for me. They're cute little green ones, but that's okay. And anyway, they're not doing bad. And I decided, like I said the last video, to get rid of the boysenberries. I got started today on that. Lynn Nelson's going to come over and help me finish packing all of this brush out of here, back to the burn pile back there. And these T-posts, the one on the end down there, he was moving. It's like he's rotten or something, so I don't know if we put these posts in concrete or we just buried them in the ground. I can't remember. Either way, it's okay. If I get to have a couple of those stay for another season, I'm going to put some fencing, like this fencing here behind the tomatoes. I will put fencing on those so that I can grow cucumbers and tomatoes on both of those. And I don't think cucumbers and tomatoes grow well together. I don't think they do, if I'm remembering right. So anyway, whatever I have trailing up, I will use those T-posts with the fencing, and we'll take advantage of that. And the like I said before, the tarp is actually doing a really good job. I'm really pleased with how much flatter it has gotten. The nasty vermin weed that's underneath there, I think it's really slowly dying. It's not poking up quite so. It's like there's nothing living underneath there, and I don't know how there could be because it's so hot and cooked underneath there. Sticker bush, of course, is coming, but that won't last long. So I'm going to have all of this with black landscape fabric and have dirty sand piled on top, and then I'm going to start with soil in raised beds. I'm going to do 2 by 12s. 12 inches is perfectly fine. And then I'll have more space to grow those $165 worth of seed that I bought. You never know what the future is going to hold and if we're going to have availability for seed. I knew here at the local nursery, there was no seed period in the nursery. The whole entire year there was no seeds. So I'm just going to vacuum pack mine, I think, and salvage them and save them for the next couple, 2-3 years, which they will grow with no problem. And that's okay. That way I'm prepared for the future. Anyway, that's an update of August 7th, and I will do another video as the garden continues to change.